What else can I say except... No one can just seem to catch a break with this type of thing.
Yeah.
Xenoblade players know nothing but pain. Hey everyone, welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Nose Drops. This show, which continues to get pummeled by the Xenoblade 3 Collector's Editions.
Yeah.
But I digress. What is up? It's Tuesday. Unfortunately, we didn't get any updates on Monday, at least nothing that we thought would warrant its own video.
Yeah.
And we were also preoccupied on the day, but I digress. Here we are, so let's get to the biggest thing that we have so far today, which is, of course, if you live in the UK and have not got the news, Xenoblade 3 Collector's Editions have changed. So, due to unforeseen logistical challenges, we are unable to open pre-orders for the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Collector's Edition before the game launches on the 29th of July. We apologize for any inconvenience caused. To give customers the flexibility to purchase and enjoy the game at launch, we will now be offering the Collector's Edition softcover concept art book, steelbook outer box packaging as a separate purchase at a price that does not include Xenoblade Chronicles 3 software. This means you can buy Xenoblade Chronicles 3 when the game launches at July 29th. You have a chance to pre-order special edition when it comes out later in September. AKA, we screwed over the Xenoblade's release date because we were indecisive on when to release it and what to replace it with.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just gonna get right down to the brass tacks. It releases in September. Huh, September. Do you mean the original month in which the game was going to release? Makes me wonder if the game had stayed exactly where it was initially supposed to be, then we wouldn't be having this issue.
Yeah, this has been a mess.
Yep. So now, let's get into a brief explanation on this before we go into a lot of the news today. As you can probably see up top, we have quite a lot to go over, so we'll get to this and we'll gloss over this really quickly. Now, what is the reason for this? Well, for one thing, they probably do not have a lot of logistical opportunities, because, again, the UK is in a weird position right now regarding shipments and relationships with different countries, so I digress.
Yeah.
But if we want to focus on what Nintendo specifically is challenging, let's look at the grand scheme of things. What took Xenoblade's place in September? That is Splatoon 3. Ironically, also co-developed by Monolith, which is weird. But the reason why this is a thing is because Splatoon is mostly, it does have single player content, but it mostly circles around multiplayer content. Now, Splatoon is a series that's been supported, developed, and expanded upon over times with expansions, DLCs, buffs, nerfs, similar to how Smash Bros. Work. However, Nintendo are going to be looking at Splatoon to see, is the game doing well? Is the multiplayer still holding strong? Because this is what developers and stockholders look at. They want to see how a game is performing. What would really hinder Splatoon is if there was a major JRPG that came out before or after the game came out, which would stifle the multiplayer numbers. And that would, of course, affect how Splatoon 3 is supported going forward. And again, it does make sense in that scope of things, but man, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, Xenoblade 3 was announced, like, weeks, if not a month before Splatoon got an official release date, so it just seems a bit disorganized.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, there's going to be Collector's Edition, and then in June, oh, the Collector's Edition is only going to be for Americans, Europeans will get it later, and then now we're saying, oh, Europeans, you'll get it later. I know we said that last time, but you'll get it later.
Yep, so it's going to suck how there's going to be a lot of pre-orders and eventually a lot of scalpers which are going to hike this price up to stupid costs while not including the game. It is ridiculous, and honestly, this is not a good business decision. Like, why have it be so disorganized? You can have two big releases in the same month because you can capitalize and piggyback on one another. But I digress. It sucks. It's still the same. Nintendo, when it comes to Xenoblade, does not have their shite together. Again, this is on Nintendo's side, not Monolith. They simply make the game and figure out what we can make for the special edition. But anyway though, with that depressing note that's gone on for way too long, so let's get into today's news video right now. And we're going to be starting off with a minor but obscure thing that hopefully you guys might find a little bit interesting. So let's get into it right now. And this is not from Monolith of Japan starting off. Instead, this is from My Nintendo. Now of course on social media, mostly on Twitter, they mentioned, hey, look, you can get characters for your phone screen, you know, looks all good and dandy, you know, you get characters of various sizes, resolutions and whatnot, so all well and good. However, the one thing that they didn't tout out is that you can have wallpapers for your desktop. And I know, fantastic, you know, this isn't a groundbreaking thing. However, these may be screenshots of things we've already seen in the trailer. But their file names give us locations in which we have not seen before. So, Ariadna Plains, Ribby Flats, the Raybell Tableland, Melic Meadows and Conti Falls of course we have seen already, but Eagers Wilderness and Alfeto Valley. Again, this is just really cool how we get to have a little bit insight on what locations we can see, you know, possibly get any more Easter eggs.
Yeah.
But still though, and I would say, if you do like these types of things, they are really good to look at, because I'm not gonna lie, just seeing these things in high res, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
However, the only drawback is, these are JPEGs, not PNGs. Artists and graphic designers, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But anyway, now with the little things out the way, let's get to today's meat and potatoes. And this, again, is courtesy of Monolith of Japan. And I know we've already seen this before, but still says you can change the day and night cycle as you wish. Just get nice little presentations. Again, one of my favorite things about Monolith's level design is just the way they can make sunset vistas look absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, this right here gives me Mira vibes.
So, who knows?
The land you see in the distance, you can go there.
We may get X Easter eggs, who knows? But anyway though, let's get to, it's been a while since we've done one of these, and we get to see new bits of combat and new bits of detail. So, again, Monolith of Japan, in the world of onions. Not gonna lie, this is the only reason why I thought, you know what, let's put this clip here.
It's supposed to be Ionios.
In the world of onions, enemies may be fighting each other, trying not to cry. You can also get special rewards after winning if you decide which one to join and then fight. The point is to determine which reward is better and which one is more likely to win, and to help. So again, we have already seen a similar clip like this in the French presentation, but still it is its own stand-alone clip in which you can just see creatures fighting each other, and you get to see which EXP you get now or not on coins, and you never know. It is just all well and good and just nice to see how you can have options. Now, the only thing that I would like to see is if you can just say, nah man, I'll take both sides on at once and I'll win, and you can get both rewards, but that so far does not seem to be the case, which is a little bit sad. But anyway though, with that, we get a new, well, an old mechanic, but yet in a new light.
The confirmation.
Pretty much. If you defeat a unique monster, a tombstone will remain on the spot. If you check the tombstone, you can fight the unique monster again. If you rematch yourself as you become stronger, you may feel the growth. AKA, if you want grinding spots for EXP, this is the place to do it. So for me, nothing new there. However, it does confirm a few things. So if I were to play this clip just briefly enough. Now the dialogue, Noah says, is that voice acting for simply, hey, should we fight this thing again?
Maybe.
And for me, that's kind of cool because, you know, it's a little bit of flavor text and a little bit of dialogue, you know, and the more I think we get character quirks of these guys, I think the more that, you know, they can grow on us.
Yeah.
Minor thing, but Brog unique monster confirmed. Again, nothing big, just nice to see its own stand-alone thing. But now, something which we have not seen in a while is one of these particular clips. And we have a new hero. One of the heroes, Ashera. The class is Lone Exile, and it is a super attack type defender who fights with a sword with blades on both sides. It is a quick and powerful stat that swings and shoots weapons, gains hate by attacking enemies, and can counterattack even when surrounding allies are attacked. Can I just say, this translation just gets worse and worse the further along it goes.
I know, but it's always fun to read them and pick fun.
And this is why we do it. First off, the oxymoron. It is a super attack type defender. So it's in like, it protect and attack? Who knows? But it's also a double-edged sword on both sides. It is a quicker power sets swings, and shoots weapons. So it's also a gun. It protect, it attack, it shoot, and it stab. One thing that I like is that it gains hate by attacking enemies. Oh my god, you've stabbed me! That must mean we're best friends! No, not at all. And can counterattack even when surrounding allies are attacked. So basically it's a double-edged sword, and it would seem that this is an AoE type of attacker. And for me, I like my AoEs, so I will not say no to that. However, a minor thing to point out, Ashera's Japanese voice actor. That, for the eagle-eyed viewers, is actually Nim's voice actor from Xenoblade 2. So that is kind of cool that a existing voice actress is coming back. Is it going to be a big thing? Probably not, but still, nice to see. Anyway though, now another thing that is kind of questionable in another post which we'll show here soon is Lone Exile, indicating she is a lone wolf, you know, and she's on her own, no side at all. However, in the next clip, or next picture, we have Ashera belongs to Kevis and is also a celebrity in Kevis as a combat enthusiast who likes to go to the battlefield with enemy colonies. It seems that she is afraid because of his plain personality, who doesn't even care about the danger of death and doesn't care about the death of his friends. Headstrong and whatnot, and goes straight into the combat. And she is a polar opposite of Alexandra, who's from the Agnes side. So for me, I kind of hope that these two interact, because I would love to see the battle celebrities of both Agnes and Kevis meet. Just see what fun interactions they can have. And of course, with things like this, we always have a brief trailer to follow. And it is as follows. Ashera is standing firmly on the battlefield and seems to be very strong for the time being. I'm glad I didn't seem to be the enemy. I'm glad I wasn't a bad guy. Whew, hate to be that guy. Anyway, as always, play the clip once and then go back through the second time. So now this brings up a question in which I don't feel like she is belonging to Kevis, because if she's a Kevis loyalist, why strike down her own machinery? I'm going to assume that she used to belong to Kevis, but then got kicked out for, I don't know, being a radical, disobeying orders, or anything like that. But still, she definitely seems like the cool, calm, and collected type of person who just likes to kick ass. Either way, I can imagine she is going to hit hard, and she may or may not be fun to fight, but I can see her being exceedingly fun to fight with. Especially when you inevitably get her art class. So for me, I look forward to playing that. But hey guys, what did you think of today's news? Please let us know in the comments. Did you like how Ashera looks? Do you like her combat style? I'd love to know your thoughts. But as always, we like to do from time to time in these videos, we like to end off on something small, slightly related, but today I think this is more of a PSA more than anything. We have spoken about how Nintendo is bad at releasing games. Now let's show an example of how bad they are in preserving games. Now, this is about Fire Emblem Fates, both in Conquest and Birthright. For those of you who don't know, this was a testing ground for what would become the concept of 3 houses. 2 sides, however, 1 lone character. So, with this, you have 2 games. Conquest and Birthright were sold separately. However, as DLC or inclusion in the now stupidly expensive special edition, you could get a 3rd story, which is what is called Fates. And it is pretty much essentially the true story. So, yeah, and it's as follows. Now, for those of you who don't know, the 3DS shop and Wii U shop are in the process of closing down. So, this is just going to be a most thing I want to take on right now, because as of March 2023, it will no longer be possible to make purchase in the Nintendo eShop for Wii U and 3DS, so time limit right there. However, Nintendo, for some stupid reason, is making an extra effort to put restrictions on Fates. So, as of March, it will not be possible to make purchases. However, players who purchase the European download version of Fire Emblem choose their story and whatnot, yada yada yada. Sales for the game Fire Emblem Fates will end 1 month earlier. DLC for Fire Emblem Fates, including story paths accessible to completion, will still be available until after. So, they're limiting the game in which the DLC is for, but they're keeping the DLC on. It just seems baffling to me how they just... One, why can't they just port Fire Emblem Fates as is? Oh well. But still, it is just asinine to me how this is one of the games that I feel it needs like either a port or backing up, because if you want to get the full experience of this game, it's going to cost you stupid money now. But of course, Nintendo, you just cannot back anything up, can you? There's so many games in which you could port, could update, could, you know, make sequels out of, but you won't. And even then, the games that you port, you poorly market. Look at The World Ends With You. You screwed that title over. Anyway guys, what do you think of today's video? We would love to hear your thoughts, and do you share the pain that we are feeling with this? I'd love to know your thoughts. But guys, thank you for watching, and of course, if you like this video, be sure to like it, and of course, if you want to stay up to date with more Xenoblade news, whether it's screenshots, trailers, or anything in between, we will be there to cover it, so please be sure to subscribe, and, you know, follow us on all of the things, Twitter, Twitch, whatnot, same name, same place, same 2 people who just want this.
Who want Xenoblade? 10 more days.
10 more days, for some people. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time for Xenoblade goodness.